And we're in Kamiii versus Cebolinha. It looks like Cebolinha has a mix of like a mid-range. Yeah, it's mostly a mid-range team plus Surf, I'd say. There's not really much stall on it. Well, Kamiii, we got the HO go in with a nice size bunch of melee Koish. So we see the Surf ban coming out from Kamiii, same TEM that they banned from Tsubaki, as we actually see Cebolinha banning the size munch. Not wanting to deal with any of that. So we'll have to see what we get going here. We see a Vlash lead, no double buff lead, sadly. Thank you for all the follows, guys. And what can Cebolinha really run into this? I guess Volorend Ukama looks kind of nice. That can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, allowing Vlash to not have the chance to really buff up. But that also begs the question, if they lead Ukama Vola, then what's stopping Silent from leading their own Vola? Threatening out that Ukama. Because then it comes into the mind game of, if I swap up Vlash and get damage on your Ukama, then you don't have as many things to threaten my Vlash late game. But if I keep my Vlash in and Madness buff, then I get a free Madness buff. Also, we're going to turn down the sound effects a little. So we actually see Vola plus 2 Vine come out. I think this is a very good lead by Cebolinha in order to counter that Vlash plus X lead. But at the same time, you could swap in Kinu here and then swap it out turn 1. So there's so many different options that they have. Vlash is a very scary lead in my opinion. We see, oh look at this, a good old double buff lead without heat up Gaialis. Feels bad, man. But if I'm this 2-Vine, or if I'm Cebolinha with this 2-Vine on the field, I'm looking at this field and I am scared of it, right? Double Gash plus Crystal Spikes from Vlash is probably going to bring you down to like 30% health. So let's see what Kamiii decides to go. They get their Kinu ban while they retaliate with a Electric Koish ban. Actually, Barnshi's, I think, is going to be a pivotal piece for Kamiii. Oh, no, actually, no. No, because they still have Volorend for Calibus. I am wrong. But it does give them a very good switch into wind attacks, but obviously not a good switch into electric attacks. But they have 2 crystals for that. They are 100% fine in that department. So let us see what we have on this Barnshi. Oh, not this Barnshi. I was assuming that they're going to pick Barnshi, but Barnshi doesn't look that bad into the team, but doesn't look the best at the same time. I think Calibus and Grumper probably do more against Kamii's team than Barnshi. But then again, though, Cebolinha knows their team better than I do. So they're more comfortable with what they're comfortable with is what they should go for, right? Melee Fish, though. Once this Volorend goes down, Melee Fish looking nice, okay? Takes out 2-Vine, walls Ukama, and takes out Grumper. My question is, though, is this a bulky Koish? Or is this a frail Koish?
Are we going straight into the Kamiii match?
Yep, we are indeed. They're in the pick and ban phase right
Alright,
now.
let me get in there.
Let's go fish, fish, fish.
Fish, fish, fish. Buy one, get one free, guys. Fish.
What are you? What,
Let's
Saga?
go.
What was that? What the hell?
That is exactly what he was typing in the chat. That is what I'm known for, so...
Oh, okay. Okay, so we see Barnshi to round out Kamii's team. Okay, so let's see. Cebolinha has the choice of either Calibus or Barnchi here. I just realized, Saga, I forgot to get water, so you're gonna have to fill in for me for a second. 1 second.
Sounds good. You go fill up your water while I take care of this. Alright guys, so let's see what do we have here. Valaj Gialis against Twine and Valorant. Let me check what's there in the back end for the swaps here. So there's an Ukama Grumper and Banshee on Cebolinha side, and Valorant Koish and Banshee on Kamiii side.
Okay, I'm back.
But welcome back.
Okay, so yeah, I think Kamiii definitely has the lead advantage here. There isn't really a switch into Double Gash plus Crystal Spike on Cebolinha's team. But I don't think you can risk the Madness buff here, because I don't see Two-Line swapping out purely due to the fact that Cebolinha doesn't have any switch-ins. But we could see it stay in, and we do see the Crystal Spikes coming out from Valash onto that Two-Line, bringing it down to 57%, while Double Gash brings it down to 27. That's huge. Huge damage. And it's aerobic. That is very good information for later in the game.
That's true.
Especially means this Barnchi's looking really, really good into that bull run. Now, Cebolinha is in a bit of a tough spot, I'd say though, because Crystal Bite is now very free into the 2-bind slot.
But does Two-Line lives?
2-bind does not live from a Crystal Bite. No.
Yeah.
Just based on how much
Crystal
Double Gash
Bite or
did.
Crystal Spike, either one of them is just killing that Two-Line.
I think you want to save Valash though, either for a sack, or just in case you can get another scavenger buff later in the game. Because this Valash isn't going down unless you HKS here.
Correct. Wait, there is no sack this time around. It's a scavenger, yeah, but there is no sack for this Valash.
Yeah,
this
there's no
matchup.
sacrifice for it, but Scav could proc on a switch.
Yeah,
which
later
could be
on.
really nice. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So we'll have to see what each of them decide to do.
I mean, if Cebolinha somehow deals with the Gialis, then Grumper is looking strong in this matchup
Yes, that's
against
very
Polar
true.
and Banshee. Yeah.
But so maybe the HKs and the Guy Alice probably would be a really good play though, predicting the Valash swap out into like Barnchi or something. Okay, we see Voloran swapping in and Two-Vine swapping out into the Ukama. So a Crystal Bite or the Hook Kick would be good here, and they do HKS into the Vola slot, bringing it down to 60% about. Meaning that HKS is not going to be up next turn though, which is huge. Crystal Bite doing an insane amount of damage to that Ukama, snaring it, but we don't know the item on that guy Alice. Actually, that's interesting. It's Coat Volorand. That's very interesting.
Kamiii, what is he thinking? Like, what?
He needs a win switch-in for his team though when you think about it. He doesn't have any win switch-ins, right?
That's true.
So it's actually really nice when you think about it. Like, especially if this is anaerobic Volorand.
Also, it counters the doppelgangers.
Oh yes, like Jay says. It does help against the doppelganger brooches. With the Feather Galling. So I think if if Cebolinha HKS into that Gaialis slot, that would have been huge. Because Gaialis needs to stay healthy throughout this game. Because it needs to be there for Grumper. Yeah, Koish can deal with Grumper, but it can't deal with Grumper as well as Gaialis can. As Barnchi swaps in for the Vola slot. Clark Rowan coming out, I'm guessing on the Gaialis slot. As we do, bringing it down to 48%. Hook kick, not enough to take out the Ukama. But the Noxious Bomb is enough. So Sharp Stabs is up for Silent, which threatens out this Barnchi unless it's Rock Shield or it has enough defense and HP to live a Sharp Stabs. So it really comes down to what type of Barnchi this is.
Yeah, the spreads will decide on that.
Yep, and this is an aerobic Volarend that Kamiii has because we did not see the anaerobic proc. So we see the Volarend come back in. It does not have HKS up, but this Gaialis does have Sharp Stabs up. So it'll be interesting to see. And, well, Volarend does have Toxic Boom up though, which you're not gonna really want a -1 on this Gaialis. So it'll be interesting to see what Kamiii does here. Like, he could even just like read the 2-Vine swap in and Crystal Bite the Barnchi instead of Sharp Stabbing it. No, but the Volarend will go before the Sharp Stab, so this Sharp Stabs isn't killing this Barnchi.
I mean, Kamiii can swap and bring Banshee in if he's predicting the Toxic Plume, but...
Oh, sorry, I meant the Sharp Stabs won't kill the 2-Vine. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, that's what you meant. Okay, makes sense. Because I was wondering, it didn't make much sense.
Yeah, it does. It didn't make much sense what I said. And I feel like once this... Well, I guess Koish doesn't have the best special defense, so Volarend still threatens it out, right? Huh.
Yeah, that is right.
Let's see how our other matches are going, if anyone's finished any yet. No, it does not seem so. I didn't expect anyone to finish any yet. This is a very close game, honestly. I don't really see anyone pulling ahead just yet. You see Feather Gatling from Cebolinha come out on the Volarend, not doing a whole bunch of damage considering it's Doppel Breach because of that coat. She Sharp Stabs coming out on the Barnchi, doing nothing. Holy cow, what? Wow, HKS. Bringing it down to 32%. While the Tornado from the Barnchi will be taking out the Volarend. Whoa, whoa!
No,
Coat! Holy cow! Is that a tank? That has to be very low special defensive, or very low special attack investment. It took less than 50% from a Sharp Stabs, and didn't kill a -1 Volarend at like 30% health. I don't agree with that spread, to be honest. Like, I like living a Sharp Stabs from Gaialis, but not being able to do 30% to a -1 Volarend. Yeah, the Volarend has coat. I just can't get behind that, honestly. I think how you want to play damage, or Barnchi, is you want to do damage, right? Yeah, you can have some bulk to live Sharp Stabs from Gaialis, because that's a very good, like, benchmark to have, I think. But I don't think you need to take less than 50% damage from Gaialis Sharp Stabs, ever. Because you have to also take into consideration, this is a 2v2 game, right? So minimizing the damage like that, like of a Sharp Stabs, is nice, but Barnchi isn't meant to take hits. At least that's how I don't like playing it like that. At least.
I mean, that's how most people are playing it, and we are used to it, right?
Yep, exactly. That's true. So it's cool to see them test it out, but I just don't know. Especially looking at how much damage that did, I don't know about that. But you do see HAS though come on the Koish doing an insane amount of damage, bringing it down to 25%. Energy manipulation coming out on the Barnchi. So now, Kamiii is a very good board position, I think. Even though they do have melee Koish in against a Banshee, right? There's no switch-ins in that Bowler slot. So depending on how fast this Koish is and how fast this Banshee is, and if Emanip kills Koish, Emanip probably does kill Koish, to be honest. But if it doesn't, then Kamiii is in a very good spot.
Yeah, if the fish lives anyhow, then yeah, the melee is really good into that Valorant spot. Grumper to 1 doesn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if Kamiii can get more damage off on this Banshee with their beta burst from their own Banshee, that is a very good trade for them, honestly. Trading out melee fish for damage on Banshee is fine, I think. Because then they can bring in Gaialis next turn, right? Let's see if Koish goes down. Koish does go down from the center nip. As we see Beta Burst coming out from Kamii's Banshee. Onto the Grumper, though. Very good damage, though, given it's a Beta Burst onto a Grumper. Meaning that it might be in range of a hook kick.
Yep, Gaialis does come in for that hook kick.
And now, I think all they have to do is they Beta Burst the Banshee slot and hook kick this slot. The reason why I say that, or no, they double up on this slot with hook kick plus Beta Burst. That covers a swap into Vola in this slot to get up, to get up HKS, because you really don't want Volarend to get up HKS. Even though you have a Volarend in the back, it's essentially a 50-50 on which slot they're gonna HKS, right? Unless you have Banshee on the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the double up in Grumper is the safest play, I think. At least if I was playing. So yeah, it's...
I mean, Rishi, I had a question. Do you prefer people trying new stuff in the tournaments while trying to experiment and so on, or you prefer watching tested and proven builds or TEMs in the
I think it depends on the
tournaments?
tournament. Like, and if it's a tournament like this, I agree with people testing stuff. I was just saying I don't agree
weeklies,
with...
right?
Yeah. Like weeklies. Like, but like if it was an FT tournament, I wouldn't say you want to bring... Like, I'm not against with you bringing in untested stuff, but I think it's in your best interest to bring in tested stuff, right?
Correct.
Especially, like, it's FT, there's money on the line, there's points on the line, stuff like that. Or if it was like Tsubaki Circuit, because there's points on the line there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we do have Volarend coming back in, but there is no HKS online. Meaning that without Tuvan on this field, this Banshee is not threatened out whatsoever. And with Valash in the back, I feel like this Banshee doesn't even kill this Valash from this health. I just have a slight feeling that that's the case. So let's see what is done here. I really like the board position that Banshee is on the field right now. Again, that's right now. Gals takes a Feather Galleon, gets brought down to 11.3%. While Sharp Stance comes out on the Banshee, not enough. But again, is this neutrality Banshee though? It is not neutrality Banshee, meaning it will OX here. But Volarend will be brought down. Hard OX, actually. But I don't really see Cebolinha being able to bring this game back.
That is true.
And hook kick does come out on Tuvine. taking it down, and Barnchy will not be enough. This Gaialis actually outsped the Barnchy hook kick. Either that's very slow Barnchy or very fast Gaialis, or both.
Did you just say this KL is outspeed the Banshee hook kick?
Sorry.
That's what I
sorry.
heard.
I meant to say this Gaialis hook kick outsped the Barnchy even it.
Yeah, Banshee hook kick, guys. Next patch notes being leaked right here. You hear it first from MrRishi.
Yeah, Barnchy hook kick, guys. Best thing. And we see the Barnchy go down. Silent takes this game 1-0. So they go right into things, not stopping whatsoever.
Let's go.
So what will we see changed on Cebolinha's side? And how will Silent react to it? So we see Cebolinha hovering over that Barnchy, hovering over that Gaialis.
I'll join in just a sec, doing a trade.
Okay, sounds good. And we see Kamiii sticking to his bars, sticking to his, I don't even know what he's sticking to. Sticking to his bans, I guess. Banning that Sernape again. We see Vola first pick once again. See, I feel like since there's no attack investment on this Vola, or it seems that there's no attack investment on this Vola because of how little damage it does, I feel like Vola first pick isn't the best against Kamii's team, just because he has both Size Munch and Valash, right? Both of which, like, Cebolinha has a good amount for Size Munch, but doesn't have much for Valash turn 1. Yeah, I don't see a problem with him picking Valash again. Or even going with the same lead that he did last time, which was Valash Vola. Or no, he didn't pick Valash Vola. What did he pick? Valash Barnchy, I think? No, Valash Gaialis is what he picked. That's what he picked. Okay, so we see him hovering that side one, but I don't know if that's just because of his first pick, and we do see the double buff come out. I feel like, yeah, that's a fast Ukama pick right there. But I feel like, so you can't risk Size Munch staying in, right? You can't risk Size Munch staying in. But if Size Munch does stay in and go for the heat up and you go for the Valash, you're gonna have a hell of a hard game ahead of you, I think. Okay, let's see what they do. So they actually go for the ban on melee Koish, meaning that Size Munch doesn't have any melee synergy for this wreck. But this brings in Kinu Valash and Kinu Size Munch and Kinu Volran and Kinu Barnchy. You have so many turbos on his team, or possibilities for turbos on his team. You just have so many opportunities to buff with his team. I think Cebolinha may have gotten a bit greedy with the melee. But at the same time, Greppa is not looking that bad, and neither is Tuvine if this Size Munch goes down. Yeah, it does look very tough for Cebolinha here again. I wouldn't say it's a rock paper scissors turn here because you do have to. Oh, okay, so I don't think that Cebolinha can even counter this lead with what they have. This Volorend is too passive turn 1 for them to counter it. All Kamiii has to do, essentially, or what Kamiii could have done, is double buff right there, I feel.
I'm back, and Rishi, your chat is more toxic to me than my own chat.
Oh wait, really? I wasn't looking at them.
Salty. But yeah, I think the double swap was not the best choice. I think going double buff would have been good as well.
Well, no, I agree with the double swap. The reason is because double buff
it is the safer play.
It is the safer play, exactly, and you don't want to throw away game 1, without it.
So Kamiii decided to not go with 50-50. He instead decided to go for the safe play, which is the wiser one for him.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, it's definitely the wiser one. Because now his Volorend's very bulky. It threatens both of the Tems on this board to an extent. He gets a pretty free swap out of Kinu into size much to an extent. Depends on if the Tsukama stays in, but I don't see the Tsukama staying yet. We actually see 2 Vine swapping in for the Volorend. And Turbo going off on Kinu. That's huge, I think, for Kamiii. Getting that Turbo off and 2-hit KOing Gukama. Doing absolutely no damage because of that Ko and the +1. This HKS is deleting a Tem in the back if Barnchy doesn't swap in here, pretty much, right?
Yeah, that is true.
So I think predicting this Barnchy swap in, you could swap in Valash into the Kinu slot. It also gives you Crystal Plume synergy, even though you don't really need it. It appears that they decide to keep Kinu in though. And Hypnosis the 2 Vine, I'm guessing. As we see another Nox Bomb hitting Barnchy. Not taking much health off.
I mean, I'm having a feeling like Kamii's getting so much value out of that coat on that Volorend, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
turn after turn.
I actually really like coat on Volorend, not gonna lie. And then, I don't know if they have Stonewall on Kinu. They have Turbo, Beta Burst, Hypno. Or at least I'm guessing they have Beta Burst. I'm guessing they have Stonewall. Or, no, Revitalize. What am I saying? Revitalize is definitely the thing they have. So no Stonewall on Kinu, most likely. But yeah, this is again just very good for Silent. This Barnchy doesn't threaten anything, essentially, as they swap in the Lash. And that Beta Burst does absolutely nothing. And now this Barnchy is threatened out, but, like, he can just bring in Ukama, right? Oh, no, he doesn't have to bring in Ukama. This Barnchy's threatened out. What switch-ins does he have? He has Calibus, yeah, but what if he just rests on Volorend? Then what does he do, right? If you bring in Volorend into that slot, it's gonna take a lot of damage. If you swap in Ukama, that slot gets 2-hit KO'd. Yeah, nothing does swap in nicely, you're right. Cebolinha's in a very tough position. Silent is making amazing plays right now.
That's true. Playing out of his mind to get the second Legacy Cup under his belt.
do see the Kinu come out. As we see Calibur swap in. And we see Valash take absolutely nothing while we see Stonewall come out from it. Holy cow, this is a bulky Valash. It was one turn. Yeah, because Protector and Stonewall aren't broken, right? Protector and Stonewall are not broken. +3, +2 in one turn. Monka, ass.
So I remember you saying, I agree that Kamiii plays jank, but he's an amazing player. So why were you calling Mr. Kamiii jank?
Because he has melee Koish?
Still winning 5-0 group stage and looking good here as well.
Well, what does jank have to do with winning tournaments? Yeah, jank doesn't mean bad
but
at all.
Again,
jank just means off
yeah,
meta.
it means like he plays weird stuff, but it works.
Yeah, well, that's why
it's really nice. I mean,
that's what I mean when I say he's a good player. I mean it as the highest compliment, really. The fact that he's able to do things like this and play jank is amazing.
Yeah, we need a lot more players like him who experiment all the weird stuff and bring in some new, like raise prices of the Thames as well, right? Like raise stocks of some Thames that's not played. But again, yeah, I know you meant it in the positive way.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I know you're just playing devil's advocate there. So we see Hypnosis come out from Kinu. Oh yeah, it's just back on the 2-vine, making sure that there's no way that, because just in case this Calibus is energy drink, I don't know if we saw the item last game, but just in case it is energy drink, you don't want to risk it. Toxic Hit coming out on Valash. Now, Toxic Hits don't even kill it here. But I'm guessing we're gonna see Revitalize.
I think.
Yep, we're gonna see Revitalize, I think, and a Toxic or a Crystal Spikes into that Bola spot. Because okay, he just keeps on attacking the Calibus spot until he wins, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really see what Cebolinha does here. I think part of the plays that Cebolinha went wrong was being there. Volaran is too passive turn 1. It needs attack investment, I think, in order to actually do stuff.
That's true. I think this Valash is looking unkillable in a bit.
Ah, we do see Strangle come out.
I mean, Aquatic Whirlwind can kill it, maybe?
Well, yeah,
oh,
but
actually,
I don't
not.
see it staying
Plus for special defense.
I don't see it staying in.
But yeah, it will be swapped out, yeah. It's either Wolverine or Okama that's coming in right now.
Exactly.
I mean, +2 Suikino is there to sleep the Okama again.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Ricky. I completely forgot about Hypno. So we actually see Volaran swap in. We see Calibus swap out.
Double Wolverine swap-ins, Hypnosis coming in, Okama sleeping.
Yeah, that was... Again, Silence in amazing board position because now he just brings in Valash to that Kinu slot, and there isn't much that Cebolinha can do. Likely no, he doesn't bring Valash in the Kinu spot. Just in case Volaran HKS is that slot, right? You don't want that. So, I'm trying to see what Cebolinha can do to get back in this game. Maybe if they have Turbo on Okama, that could maybe help a little bit. But you even have a Size Munch back there, so if this Okama and Barnchi go down, Size Munch just gets rid of 2-vine. And like, the Valash is just so buffed. How are you gonna even scratch this Valash? Yeah, he's jacked up like healthier.
Yeah, at this point you just named that Valash healthier. Full of proteins, 12 diets, 5 workouts, all done. Pretty much good to go now. He's just going to flex now as soon as he comes in.
Yeah, no, honestly. And with the sweatband, Silent doesn't have to worry about it ever switching out. So we do see
Sweatband
HKS
is like
on Volorant.
creating on him.
Look at, well, Coat doesn't do much to the HKS calculations, but still. We see Revitalize come out. And then we see this Nox Bomb, which will be enough to kill the Sukama. Okay, now Barnchi is back in. I don't see anything that's going to swap into this HKS plus a Valash switching very well. Valash doesn't even need to swap in. It just waits for something to die. If anything does die.
I mean, Valash can come in right now, right? If this Valorant is dying for Kamiii here with the double in. Or does he double in is the question.
Does Valorant die with the double in though? I don't think it does because of Coat and +1 special defense. Yeah, I don't think it dies with the double in actually. Well, maybe after an HKS if it chooses to do that. So we see Tuvine coming in into the RNG slot. We see the HKS go off on the Volorant. How much damage is it gonna do? Insane amount, bringing it down to 23%. Toxic Plume coming out. Not really getting much value. As we see
And
Beta
this
Burst
will
come
kill
out
the
from here.
Valorant.
Yes, this definitely will kill. And Volorant goes down.
I mean, Kamiii has two options now. He can either overexert and kill the Valorant or just sacrifice Kino into the Valash by bringing Valash in on that
Kino
scene.
doesn't have a sack.
Oh, okay.
It is Turbo and Hypno over sack. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no, he just waits for his Volorant to die, right?
Yeah, he needs something to die so Valash can come in.
And he just waits for Volorant or Kinu to die, and then Valash comes in and wins.
I mean, if he can predict what is dying first, he can bring the Valash in on the other slot and get it done. Question is, does he get it right?
Yeah. I don't think Kamiii risks though the Valash coming in and possibly dying. I don't think you should ever do that in this position. Because that's a mild throw in my opinion. Yeah, Kamiii just does the safe play, Toxic Plume, gets that damage off on Tuvine to hopefully bring it down into the range of Valash Crystal Spikes.
But Cebolinha apparently knows as well that Kamiii is waiting for the death, but this is really bad because
I think
Valorant is there.
I think Cebo, what they did probably is that they hoped for Valorant to come in, or for Valash to come in there, so they don't
Valash to come in.
Slot. Yeah, they were in a position of the only way I win is if the enemy chokes, and I have to play on that choke, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and you don't even need to bring in Valash yet because you just bring in Ukama to damage the Tuvine to put it into Valash range.
That's right.
Now everything but Calibus gets O-code by Valash. That must be a slow Barnch because even underspread Ukama, right?
I mean, we just saw that Banshee, right? It's a tanky one, slow.
Yeah.
Last game. Well, the sweeper is here.
so... Yeah, and Pat Farm talking in chat has a very good point. Cebolinha's team gets picked apart by Vlash. No Earth, no Fire. Thwark rolling going on the 2-Vine, as Vlash, I am guessing, gets 20% of his health back as he Crystal Spikes the Barn Chi.
Alright, make it 20 more.
Yep, make it 20 more. Yep, that is GG. Well played to both sides.
I mean, if I remember or if I see correctly, Kamiii is on a 7-0 win streak. Is that correct,
indeed.
Rishi? 5-0
Yes.
group stage and
Yeah.
2-0. So 7-0 for Kamiii, guys. Absolute mad lad right now.